there guys, and welcome to another demo for Amalgam Audio. This time we talk about the Fender Bassman Blackface from 1966. So this is an essential pack, so this comes with 24 presets or tone models dialed in with a cabinet, this time a Fender 2x12 with C12N. These are the speakers, and these are full captures. They sound amazing, I can guarantee, because I already tried them and made a demo out of it. As you listen to the first song, it sounds huge, it sounds fat, it sounds amazing, has some very special character to it. We will come to this later, but at first I'm going to explain my signal chain. I have different guitars. For this demo I'm using my Telecaster, my Les Paul and my Fender Strat, just to give you an impression with the basic main man's guitar setup. So these are good to show how the amp works with different guitars and different pickups. And I also switched on the noise gate because, as you might know, I'm living in a noisy environment, so to keep things quiet it's nicer to have. I also will put on a plate reverb from time to time. At first I'm using it mostly off, and then I have the settings around 2.5, the pre-delay around 70, the color -5 because I like darker reverbs a lot, and the mix depends on the mood I'm in. At first very dry, so without telling you too much about it, let's hear some tones. We're gonna start with a clean, and I will choose this jumped clean fat cabinet. So let's start with the tele in the in-between position, and yeah. That's a great clean tone. So this was the Telecaster. Let's keep going on with the Les Paul. As always, I have to dial back in the input trim a little bit, just a tiny bit, so there will be no interruption. So this should work. I'm gonna start with the neck pickup first. Let's add some reverb. Also works very nice with the Les Paul, as you can see. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my trusty Stratocaster. For this guitar I have to put the input gain a little bit more. Let's see how this works. It's a little bit too much. All right, let's try this one. Very nice. So the first impression is it's a really tight foundation, had lots of great bass and treble, and has a very unique picking attack. So it's very, not too spiky, but also very in your face. And that's a great thing. Will definitely cut through the mix, and so far I'm enjoying it a lot, basically. So let's try maybe the clean scooped one, because this is something special for the tone. Let's try it with a Strat. Anyway, let's go to the in-between position and let's try something. Very nice, has that spanky character, great for funk stuff. Let's try the same setting, the scooped, with a Les Paul, because I think this is also great for a Les Paul. Let's go to the in-between position, dialing back the input trim a little bit. Okay, this should work. Beautiful clean tones, just phenomenal. Sounds great on the Les Paul, on the Stratocaster. Let's try the same with the Telecaster. Let's see how this works out. Let's start in the middle position. I have to increase the input gain a little bit because it's a Telecaster. And let's see. Some reverb. Let's see what comes out. Start with the bridge pick. Go to the middle. Also fantastic. So these are great killer clean tones. They have very punchy, very musical. I know I said this before in the last Fender Bassman video, but I think these are definitely go-to cleans for everyone. They sound phenomenal, actually. Very nice. So let's get a gain stage higher. Let's use the edge of breakup tones, and first, without any reverb, let's keep the tail at first and see what comes out. I'm gonna drop to D. this is very, very tight, very actually modern sounding. Although it's a vintage amp, that has the nice amount of vintage character. Love it. Nice. So let's try this setting with a Les Paul. Dialing in back the input frame a tiny bit. Let's go to the bridge pickup and see. Also dropping a little bit. Drop D and play. Let's put in some reverb. As you can see, as always, because Carly's is amazing at capturing those amps, and it's still wondering me how this Tonex is getting those dynamics so damn good, and also if you play very quiet, dynamically awesome. Very nice, very great punch. So let's see how the Strat will juggle this game. First reverb off, a little bit more input because vintage style pickups, and see what's happening. Let's put in some reverb. Reverb off for a moment. Killer sound. That reminds me a lot of those old records. It's killer breakup tone. Amazing. That was the edge. Let's try maybe some crunch setting. Let's see, crunch, and also with the Stratocaster. The fat cap setting is always nice for Stratocaster. So let's see what is the crunch doing here. Awesome. It's killing. What can I tell? Let's try with a Telecaster. First reverb off and the input trim a little bit back because this Telecaster has some more output. Now we're talking. I'm sorry. Once again. Let's crank the reverb a little bit. I'm asking you, what not to love about this? This is basically the perfect marriage between a Fender and a Marshall amp, if you ask me. The quality of the Fender and also some Marshall-esque tone in it. So this, can't wait for the eyes, guys. The eyes, guys. All right, let's try the Les Paul. Let's use the bright, Crunch Bright, because for the Les Pauls, it's usually good to have the bright options. Again, D. Tuning it up. Amazing rhythm and tone for this. Sounds great. Let's try the balance too, maybe. And let's add some reverb and have some fun. So this also sounds amazing, has this nice picking attack that I haven't heard from any amp so far, from this range, from the Fender range. Something gnarly, something very, very unique, and I love it. It sounds killer. So let's try, maybe we have some crunch options here. Let's try maybe the thin one and see what's happening there. Let's use the same with the crunch fat. Very nice. Let's also try the crunch bright. As you can see, you have all the options in those tone models and presets. Crunch bright, fat, thin, warm. What else do you want? Let's try maybe the same with the Stratocaster, because I think this is a little bit, especially with single coils, this is nice because you really can hear the difference. And let's go to the bridge pickup. Sounds bright, I know, but let's first try the fat one. The thin. The warm. for this, I would use definitely the warm one, while for the Les Paul, I would use maybe the bright one or the thin one. So you have all the options, and don't forget to dial in, because it reacts like the amp, to use the tone knobs. Because let's say we're here in the bright setting. For the Les Paul, it sounds amazing. The Strat may be too bright. The magic is all also in the guitars and the amp and the player and everything. It's all a matter of combinations, I would say. So that was really nice. Let's go to the dime section. So the dime section is always the most amount of gain the amp can give before it sounds ugly. So let's try, since we have the Strat in the hands, let's try the dimed balance, and this would be the Stratocaster, the maximum amount of crunch or gain it can get. I will use the neck pickup and see what's going on. Killer. Sounds fantastic with the Stratocaster. So let's use the Les Paul for a moment. Use the same one, the balanced. Let's dial back in the input a little bit and see how this thing sounds. Also killer. Although I prefer, when I'm using the captures from Magnum Audio with the Les Paul, I like the bright, thin and scooped settings a lot with the Les Paul. So let's try the bright one. Because I like those highs. They have to be there, because otherwise you will get lost in the mix, and sounds killer. Let's try this one. Oh no, let's keep the Les Paul and try maybe also the dimed warm one. Reverb. A little bit less. Also sounds nice with the warm setting. Let's try the Telecaster. Let's use the warm setting. let's go to the balance setting, in between position from Telecaster. See, those dynamics are incredible. From this range to this. What else do you need, guys? What else? Well, this character has this nice 2x12. Also, the speakers play a lot. Has to do a lot for the tone, of course. And imagine this as the eyes and using a 4x12. You will get killer Fender Marshall mix, even more. So, amazing. All right, so what else we got? We have, we also got the edge already. So maybe here's a capture with a Marshall Blues Breaker. So let's see how it tracks pedals. And let's keep the reverb off at first, drive balance. Maybe we should first, just to hear how this sounds, the drive balanced. It was drive, yes. See where we find it. Ah, okay. Oh no. All right, let's try this setting with a Telecaster. Great quality, especially has that tightness with the Blues Breaker. It sounds killer. So let's try this one also with a Les Paul, because I can imagine this would sound awesome. First, dial in back the input gain a little bit, and let's see. I think this is a killer lead tone, by the way. Let's try this with a little bit of reverb. Phenomenal. Let's try this one with the Stratocaster. Although I think this could be a little bit bright, but because it's a Blues Breaker, and Blues Breaker is a little bit bright, on the brighter sides. It sounds great. Let's get the input gain a little bit. Also, fantastic. There's another capture. This is basically the last one I would like to show you. This is with a tube screamer in front of it. And first, reverb off. Start on the bridge, on the neck pickup. Get in some reverb and have some fun. So that was the noise gate killing the signal before it gets ugly. Imagine this without a noise gate. Horrible. So we need the noise gate. So guys, what can I tell? This is really something really special, because you have to get it. The Bassman Blackface is such a phenomenal sounding amp. It has those Fender characteristics, but also some Marshall-esque vibe to it. That's what I describe, but with something special, especially for the attack. That's very, very special. I never heard something like this before, and it sounds amazing. As you can hear, there are awesome clean tones. Even shred tones are available with this amp, and has enough gain than you need, and has all these right frequencies. If you like the Fender Marshall mix, this could be your entire amp you need for this kind of tones. So I strongly suggest this, and thank you so much Carly's and Amalgam Audio for getting the captures better every time. Every time when you think, oh, I think this is the final amp, he comes out with something new, and you think again, this is the final amp. So there's a need for every amp, I think. These are just opinions. You have to try it for yourself, how it feels under the fingers. But for this amp, I can tell, as with the others, check them out. There's also a free capture available at Tonex. If you like the spankiness of a Fender and Marshall amp, you will definitely love this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see, please leave a like and subscription there, and gonna see you next time. Bye bye.